Hello, today we're here to have a serious discussion about the effects of cavernomas on people's lifestyles, how it affects their families and friends and anything in general, really. We're going to be talking about especially how it's affected Ryan, and even Ryan and his
Sorry,
mum.
I'm late.
Hi, Ryan. Introduce yourself, Ryan.
My name is Ryan. I'm a chef, and I'm 22 years old. I think I come in the weakest link because how do you want me to introduce yourself? Has just got over Cavernoma and seizure attacks, and we're going to discuss about that today.
It's called a Cavernoma, Ryan, not a Cavernoma.
I've been stressed about it all, Ben. I'm not thinking straight. Can you laugh about there? Thank you. Right.
Sorry.
Okay, that's the first bit done. We've got the introduction done.
Ryan, would you like to start off by telling us how these events emerged, how everything began?
Well, I can remember when it all started off when we were living in Drayton. You might be able to remember vaguely.
Yeah.
When Mum went in for treatment or physiotherapy one time on her back, and then just next thing you know, I think it was the right hand side of her body just stopped working.
Okay.
So completely paralysed, and so they admitted her to hospital and done some scans on her to see what was going on, and that's when they discovered the Cavernoma. And that's basically as much as I can remember.
Okay.
I think that's when we were still at school, so just before we moved. No, it was way before we moved. Because it was before we met Nick. So,
Yeah. I think I vaguely remember it myself, actually, to an extent.
Yeah, so to have a couple of days of school, don't I? And school couldn't understand why, could they?
Yeah. That confused them.
So my mum's kind of gone to hospital here in a sudden hurry. I'm not going to see her for a long time. I'm kind of under pressure. You've got some studying to do, Ryan.
I don't have anything else to say on that moment.
Thank God for that first.
So, after your mother had gone or had been admitted into hospital, what were your feelings at this time? You know, what kind of emotions were you going through?
To be honest, I just didn't know what a Cavernoma was. She told me what, I'm being serious, she didn't explain to me what a Cavernoma was, probably just to not put any pressure on me and Jay. So, in one sense, I just thought it was like a sick bug or something going around, so I thought, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, okay.
You're back home, fair enough. Then, obviously, when it later emerged that it was more than that, it was...
Yeah. I can understand. You start off just assuming it's just gonna be some regular illness. You know, people. I mean, I've had family members put into hospital themselves before, and they generally come out fine. I've kind of gotten used to that. But then, like you say, suddenly things escalate. It's a bit of a. I can understand it be quite traumatic.
Oh yeah. Especially, of course, when you're I think I was about 15, 16 at the time.
Yeah.
Cavernoma. I still don't fully understand what it is.
Yeah.
Of course, once you're fully aware of the situation, you realise how bad it is.
It's not a very common word to hear, really. I understand that this point in your life was getting pretty hectic, so you probably can't remember everything in full detail. But like, what treatment did your mother start to have placed upon her?
Well, basically, at first, if I can remember correctly, she just went on the normal antibiotics, which then obviously help it. But then, of course, she then had to have the clot and then part of her brain removed. Then, of course, have a plate put over it.
Yeah.
But then, of course, after a while, she then told them it was a titanium plate they put in.
Oh, okay.
So she decided to do what best people do: tell the doctor she can't because she's allergic to the titanium.
Yeah, okay, yeah, of course.
So it's like a titanium plate in there instead, anyway.
Naturally.
Yeah. And then, of course, that then after a while, then brought on an infection.
Right.
Yeah, which, because of course we met Nick at this point, so, because I can then remember, like, Nick, when Mum first had the infection, she was, like, constantly telling Nick to call an ambulance because she's not feeling well. But he was all like, no, you'll be fine, and all that, being the dickhead that he is.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't be saying
Yeah,
that.
sorry,
should I?
cut that out. And so can you stop for a moment? Probably better explain for the viewers who Nick actually is, because they don't know.
Nick was my mum's second husband. He started off like a really nice guy, like really supporting me and Jay, helping us out as best as we could.
Yeah.
Then he's one of these people, as soon as the ring went on the finger,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it starts to go downhill. Okay.
downhill isn't the word for it. You know the Titanic was gradually sinking?
Yeah. Yeah.
This man's just drowned.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's
Straight
just-
in, right? Yeah.
Just went straight downhill, and it's more thinking about himself and not anyone else.
Right. Yeah.
So of course I had a grudge against him, which then obviously I'll talk about later on. But then she was like, ring me an ambulance, ring me an ambulance. It got to the stage where she had to beg him to ring an ambulance.
Wow.
And then of course he then done it. She got taken to hospital and then gets told she then got put, and I think she then got knocked out because then the doctors forced it on, and she got told she left it a day later she'd have been dead.
Wow. That's pretty intense. Can't think of a better word. My bad.
Well, when I first heard the news that she got taken to hospital, it was off my granddad. She rung the Comfort Hotel where I worked.
Okay.
Worked there for 2 years, but he rung there, and I just told him the situation. He told me the situation what happened. So I then told my manager the situation what happened. She told me basically to piss off and go and see her. Because then a few hours later, she's then going to be rushed to Edinburgh to have the plate removed.
Oh, okay.
But Nick was nowhere in sight.
Helpful as always.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, that clears that up for our viewers at least.
Not being funny, not trying to be like stop anything, but you're like the first person who actually really sat down and talked to about this.
Maybe, expanding upon that, what changes did you actually see in your mum after all this had happened?
Oh, a lot. Like, memory, she's become a lot more forgetful. Because after the second operation with the infection, which I haven't actually mentioned, she had part of her skull here removed and part of her brain removed.
Oh, okay.
Which the memory part of the brain, so she said lost like her memory, she just gets tired all the time. Which is actually quite sad because Jay just doesn't seem to understand that.
Yeah, yeah.
So of course he gets pissed off with her when she starts falling asleep, you know, just like that. And when he's trying to talk to her and she can't remember anything from like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like she tells you multiple things on the computer and you're just like, she told me this a while ago. That's like part of her surgery which she's had done.
Ah,
And it's just
okay,
like
yeah.
anything, a lot of things have just happened. She also lost, like I said, memory. She became tired a lot. She forgets her words or she puts them in the wrong parts of sentences.
Oh, okay. So yeah, mixing things up. Okay.
For God's sake, she forgets my name sometimes as well.
Wow.
And she can't concentrate for an awful long time either. So she'll do one thing but can't continue it.
Yeah, yeah.
So she'll do one thing and just like stop. That's why she's found this dissertation really hard because it's taken her so long to do.
Yeah, I can understand if you're getting
She'll do it, stop, and then go on to Farmville.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, just
I've only eaten half a hot knob. And 2 packets.
It's a rhyme.
Yes, friend. Oh, yes, friend.
So Ryan.
Yeah.
Just be serious.
Let's be serious. Let's be serious. Let's be serious. Yeah.
So I recall there was a point when your mum was the subject of an IV drip.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me more about that?
Yeah, basically she was meant to stay in Addenbrooke's Hospital during Christmas.
Yeah.
And that was like the one time that I would have off. Because I asked for the days off there to see her and all that. But then she got trained, or got my brother, my stepdad, got taught how to like use the IV drip on her, like how much she has to have, like what times and all that. So she could be home with us for Christmas. So like, during Christmas Day, we're all gathered round, having a nice chat. Got mum in the chair with an IV drip there.
Right. Wow.
It's a pretty funny sight in a way. Like, everyone's all happy and jolly. You got my mum like, yeah. Like that, but
Right.
it's a sight you don't really want to see, but
Yeah.
the fact that she actually wanted to be there as well was pretty heartwarming.
Yeah, that's pretty nice, really.
Yeah. And then, of course, the drip then ended and she had to go back in hospital to have another plate put into her 2-head.
Oh, okay.
I called it a 2-head because she had half her 4-head removed.
Ah.
So I called it a 2-head. And I can remember I was at college at this point and rang Nick up to say that I'm taking Jay to see mum in hospital because I finished college early and he's finished and you don't finish work till 5. And he turned around and went, no, you're not.
Okay.
And I was basically like, you what?
Yeah, that's a.
It's like, you're not going to see it until I get home. And basically the next question at that point is, why?
Okay.
Because we're going to see it together. And then that just led to like a massive argument.
Yeah, understandably.
Over on the phone, I had my auntie literally right next to me, and I was just like shouting and swearing down the phone, calling him an F and C, literally effing and blinding at him. I had my lecturers walk out, asking like, what the hell's going on? I'm down my phone. They thought I was having an argument with another student. Until I was on my phone having an argument, I told him basically to F off, hung up on him. And I was so furious, I just punched through a locker.
Wow.
It was actually my own locker, but it was like a literally cage locker, just punched straight into it and dented it.
So you're pretty angry then?
Pretty angry in the worst, but that's actually what spurred on my anger problems.
Oh, okay.
So of course I rang my granddad just saying what he said, and he just basically went, why? I was like, do you know what? I don't actually know. So I can then remember ringing Nick up again saying, right, I don't care what you're saying, I'm going to see Mum with Jay. And at that point I can then remember I went to pick Jay up at school. He got off work early to probably try and stop me. So he stood right in front of my car.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get out.
Right.
I literally just went forward, gradually edging closer to him, saying I will go forward. Got to the stage where I literally just got his leg and just kept pushing him. So he then got out of the way, so I drove around, went to see Mum. Got in the car park. As soon as we got to the ward, Nick then came in and said, oh, sorry mate, just got off work and all that, asking how we all are, acting all nice. He was a bit two-faced in that way.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, can't really tell your mum what happened, can you, when she's laying there in hospital?
Yeah, that'd be a bit. That wouldn't really help her, really. I guess no.
Also affected the memory stage, because when we were in there, my nan and granddad then came to try and like keep me and him away, because it got to the stage where I really wanted to literally hit him one.
Yeah.
Then she got told that night that she was then on her way to Addenbrooke's. So of course we were then waiting for the ambulance to come. Visiting hours had gone, but we weren't going to go anywhere. And I'm not crying, I've got something in my eye.
Don't worry, just calm down. Just calm down, Ryan.
That's sound. And then she then kept asking me, oh, when's your friend Graham going to come, Ryan? And I was like, who? Your best friend, Graham? And I just looked around. Nick had gone off to talk to my auntie at this point to keep her away from me, to give me time with her. And I was like, who's Graham? Oh, you know, he's an actor. She was on about Graham from Coronation Street.
Okay.
So it affected her memory that bad.
That's pretty extensive.
And she was completely out of it. She didn't know what the hell she was doing. She knew that she was going to Addenbrooke's, but didn't know what was really going on.
Wow.
And of course, 10 minutes later, right, ambulance is here. Got her out, we're walking with her. She went in the ambulance, shouted, Ryan, tell Graham I said hi. I was like, yeah, I will. And she went off, and it was just me, Nick and Jay in the house alone for the next couple of weeks.
Ah, right. Can imagine that wasn't too good for you, really.
I did whatever I could to avoid him. I was literally doing overtime at the hotel to try and keep away from him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
As time spurred on, she then came out of the hospital. Then, of course, I can remember one time when the British Grand Prix was on 2011. So I finished college, then started work at Haven. You can probably remember because I never spoke to you because I was working stupid hours, wasn't I?
Yeah, I remember that.
Then, of course, this is getting to the stage where I was really had a grudge against Nick at this point. And I was constantly telling you about, like I said, I really want to do something to him. So of course he then called me during the conversation and said, Ryan, come in the living room now. Okay. So I literally, told my brother to pack a bag, because guaranteed either I'm going to walk out or he's going to kick me out. So he got a bag ready, sat down in the living room. Mum was like, right, Ryan, tell Nick what you think of him. And Nick just then turned and said, Ryan, if you don't like me, tell me to my face, not to anyone else.
Okay.
So I told him.
Yeah.
I told him how much of a dickhead he was to me, my mum, my brother. He can treat me how he wants. I don't care about that. If he treats my mum with disrespect, or Jay, I'm got a bond with him. He then tried blaming me.
Okay.
Started saying that I'm not social enough and all that. Yeah, when you're working 6 days a week, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m, it's pretty hard.
Yeah, yeah.
And on your only day off, you're going to rest. And then I just literally said, you've got no respect for me or what I do, and that you told me to get a job. I'm working more hours than you. I'm probably getting a bigger income than you, and you're still treating me like crap. And he started saying, oh, do you want to get in a fight about it then? So I got up, literally opened the door and said, come on, then, let's go. I was literally ready to hit him. So of course he then came out. He didn't come in the end. So I grabbed my bag and just slammed the door, literally tried to shatter the side window where the door was. You had the door there. There was like a window so you could just see through. I was trying to break that. As I slammed the door open, that was shattered, just to annoy him. But I then went off to the holiday park quickly to have a chat with them, just to let them know what's happened. And then they said that if I needed a place to stay, I could stay with the sous chef for a bit.
Oh, okay.
it didn't get to that in the end, but then after a while, Mum was go back into hospital. She got given the all clear, and then she then of course got the place in Yarmouth.
Oh, okay. Oh, was that?
When she should have been on bed rest, she was packing everything, getting ready to go. So he knew we were leaving.
Yeah.
He just didn't know when. And I didn't speak to him for 2 weeks of that period. I just literally just didn't talk to him at all.
Not surprised, really.
No. The one time he did talk to me, he was asking, am I changing my name from Dak to another name? I just said, to I am. He went, why? I just said, why do I want to have your name?
Yeah. That's
Not being,
point, really,
not being funny, Dak's now going around Yarmouth as an insult to people. Why would I want that name? Start a new name, start fresh.
Yeah.
So of course we then moved out. And then first day we moved in the house, we didn't give him our address or anything. Because of course we lived in like one side of Caister, we would have to go through Caister. Then on the outskirts of Yarmouth, that's where we then lived. And then he decided through the night or through the daytime to try and find where we lived.
What was made a noise? Oh, sorry. It didn't make a noise. Oh, it's my one that made a noise. My one's just died.
What?
Right. Hang on, let me just put this on the computer. Just stop recording. Keep. Remember where you were. So hold that thought.
I'll keep talking here because I'll be using this camera.
I'll go here.
What was I up to? Up to, oh yeah. He then kept going. Hang on, stop where. He then kept going around Yarmouth and then eventually tried to find us by stalking us. So he found us and literally just walked into our new house, like nothing, like it was his own house, with a receipt saying, you've got my washing machine. So my mum literally grabbed the real receipt for the washing machine and gradually forced him out, which is good because he stayed in there. I had a knife in my hand because I was getting stuff open from a takeaway, so I was going to stab him. I was literally ready to as well. So it's pretty weird. But then, and for every single day for the next few months, he kept ringing us, kept sitting outside our house watching us.
That seems pretty drastic, really, on Nick's part. It sounds like he obviously went too far, but
Obviously. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty extreme.
Especially
Really.
when he calls the police out onto me for
Yeah.
harassing him.
Yeah, that seems pretty backwards, really.
I actually had the police come round about 2 or 3 times. Once when Mum was there, they weren't going to. They were saying they'd just back off him. But of course, what can you do? He works at a job centre. You've got to look for a job.
Yeah.
You're not going to do it by looking at the paper and going, oh, I'll apply for that. Done. You've got to go in there and you apply for it.
Yeah, you have to do something.
And the funny thing is, I didn't even see him there. So.
Yeah, that's good, I guess.
I had the police come out when I was on my own as well. Just say, look, we're warning you, don't go near him again. Don't go near his house or anything. I don't know where he lives.
So I also recall you mentioning before that something about you were having seizures of some kind.
Yeah, my mum was.
Yeah.
Not me.
So I said your mother.
Oh, this is you were having seizures.
Your mother.
Yeah, she then, again, this is when I just started work at Potters. I think this was the January or February time. I just started to settle in at Potters. So, past my probation stage,
Yeah.
you're here full time now. Here for as long as you want to be, how long as you need to be, how long as it really need to be until you get sacked, whenever. Well, that's how my head chef worded it.
Yeah, okay.
Trevor, not Dan, but and then I can remember it was a Sunday night. I was then going to go out to a pub quiz with my mate Michael Stannard. Really got on with him, really nice guy. I then rang him up saying, look, I'm now about to leave to pick you up, right? I was like, okay, see you in a minute. As soon as I was about to leave, my brother came through and said, Ryan, Mum's not responding.
Oh, okay.
So maybe actually I was like, what do you mean she's not responding? She's probably asleep. No, she's standing up and she's not talking to me. So of course this one's like, well what? Okay. Let me talk to her. Went into the room and she was literally just standing there like, just looking straight ahead.
Oh wow.
But in terms you can understand it, remember, I'm not trying to be funny, when the D class look at SCP-173,
Yeah.
just not moving, you're looking at it and you're like, it's not moving. Mum was like that. So of course I'm like, Mum, how are you feeling? Just no, nothing at all whatsoever. But she can remember doing it, she just couldn't talk. It's like that part of her brain just completely shut down. But of course at that point you didn't know.
Yeah.
And then, what was it? And then said, look, Mum, turn around. I can then remember then putting her into bed, and then just getting her settled down. She was walking, she was responding, and you look like you just wait yourself. I can then remember taking her to bed, and then literally settling her down, getting the quilt back over her, And just like, how much? She's not responding to anything I'm saying. Jay, just turn the light on quickly. You know, because you sat in the dark, so when the light suddenly goes on, you squint like that. There's just no reaction. There's like, so it didn't. It's quite weird. Now I think about it, half her brain shut down. But at that point, it's like, this is weird. Then Jay noticed there's like some gunge on her head there. So immediately I thought, like the plane's come out or pus has just come out or something like that. So I'm like, grabbing the phone, immediately rung an ambulance. Told them what was happening, went right, an ambulance is now on their way. Then started saying that, asked what's going on, Jay. Then this when Jay turns Ryan, she's starting to shake. At this point, as soon as she started to shake, half her face had gone down, speech like that, stroke.
Yeah.
That's what you thought, but I just said, oh my god, I think she's having a stroke. Right, okay, put her on her side. The guy knew it was a seizure, obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't, so he said, right, just roll on her side. So I rolled her on her side, and then started, of course, having an attack. It's painful because like there's nothing else you can do.
Yeah.
So of course, seeing your mum like having an attack, don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Then of course she stopped. She said, okay, she stopped now. Okay, roll it back. Okay, how is she breathing? So of course, took her pulse whenever the heart was coming in. Then she started off again.
Oh, okay.
And this time she just stopped. Just halfway through the seizure, she's like, this doesn't seem right. Then her eyes rolled back.
Oh wow.
She had actually choked on her and vomit. She was trying to vomit at the same time she had choked on her. So at this point, phone slung right across the bed. I'd never do this again. Got a load of tissue and started scooping the vomit out of her mouth.
Oh, okay.
Of course, that didn't help. I had to perform CPR on that.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I would never do it again. But of course, at that point, you know, people like with vomit, they see vomit like gagging. Of course, I was just doing it freely, just not thinking about it.
Yeah.
So of course, performing CPR probably saved her life if I'm not trying to.
No, I understand.
Bang my trumpet. No, I was so fine. I picked the phone up and so I've just performed CPR and I've had to get a load of vomit out of her throat. They're like, okay, this is pretty bad, like that. Right, is the ambulance here yet? I don't know. Of course, I sent Jay outside to look for the ambulance to wave it in. This point, I told Jay to get my phone and ring my auntie, nan and granddad to tell them what's going on. So he'd done that. And of course, nan and granddad weren't going to come out if we needed them because, of course, I knew what I was doing. Auntie was there for support. So then, ambulance came along with my auntie at the same time, which is pretty weird.
That's a pretty good time.
And of course, ambulance then came in, gave the phone to them, looked at the phone call. The phone call was only 4 minutes long.
Wow.
But it seemed like an hour.
Yeah.
It does seem like so long.
Yeah. That tends to happen really. When you get into panic situations. Yeah.
Yeah. So of course, they then got her on like a chair, on like a wheelchair, strapped up to the chair. And of course, we got the bag, got all her tablets ready because we knew she was going to be spending a lot of time in hospital. Turns out it was only a few days, but these attacks should have happened 6 months after the 4th operation. But it took 3 years, so of course, if it happened within the 6 months, we'd have known what it was. But of course, 3 years, we just didn't know what it was. We thought it was something different.
Yeah.
So of course, then got her strapped to the chair, wrapped up. Of course, lights are flashing down the road. Everyone's looking outside the door, thinking what's going on. Of course, then put her on the ramp to go up the ambulance. She then started having another seizure.
Oh wow.
So of course, just literally, this one just came completely out of the blue. You usually get 2, but she had a 3rd one. Then literally the chair went. Then it went off the ramp. So of course, me and Jay had to grab the chair quickly to stop it. And Jay was going mental, saying, "You should have known this was going to happen." No, it's usually 2, not 3 seizures. So of course, we can predict it. Got her in. She then got taken away. Auntie then was there saying, "If you need any help, just let me know." I said, "We'll be fine." Rung work up saying, "I'm not coming in because this has happened." So of course, they said, "Yeah, take as much time off as you need." They're really supportive over that.
Yeah.
And I remember we then went back in the house. And of course, I'm like, oh, she has been sick in the past. I'll just get the sheets in the washing machine. Load of vomit on them. I was like, Jay, get Nan and Grandad. And they literally, I just said, there's a load of vomit on the sheet, so you plan coming tomorrow anyway. You can do it then. She went, oh, we'll come now. They literally lived in North Horsham. This probably about 20, 25 miles away. So they literally just came to us to see how we were doing. Put the sheets in the washing machine, put them in the dryer, and then of course one guy from the hospital came to let us know what was going on. She was awake, she was breathing, she was fine. It was just a seizure attack linked with the operations that were 2.5 years late.
Yeah, that seems a bit odd, really. It seems a bit to come at such an unexpected time as well. It's kind of odd and worrying, really.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand your reaction to that. Yeah.
Yeah. I can remember going to hospital to see her. Then the next day, I was on a Monday, and then I went into work to let them know the situation, what was going on. Pulled one of the senior chefs to one side, took him in the office, and just said, "Look, this is what's happening. I'm going to need a couple of days off." He said, "Right, well, you got today, and you've been given today and tomorrow's rest days. We'll give you Wednesday and Thursday's rest days as well. So you'll lose out on pay." I was like, "I don't really care."
Not at this point.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm not surprised." So it was pretty intense. And of course, you got people outside like, "How is she? How is she?" Like that. Someone who I never even spoke to before, Robert Howen. He's someone who's been there for years.
Okay.
He doesn't like talking to new people, but he's got such a big heart. So like, I never spoke to him in my life, and yet he was there hoping that she was fine.
Yeah, it's good to have people supporting you, really. So.
Yeah, did have Nathan there as well, but then of course Nathan really did care for my mum as well, like talk to her and all that, because he felt sorry for having all these things as well.
Yeah.
So he was there for support as well.
That's good.
And she came out on the Wednesday, I think it was. I think she came out of the hospital on the Wednesday. I told my granddad at this point what I had done to save her. I just couldn't tell anyone else.
Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't, but it's just something.
Yeah.
I should have told everyone, yeah, I saved her life, but I didn't want to be like cocky about it.
Yeah. That's
It's like
reasonable.
I saved mum's life, but I don't think I can tell anyone.
Yeah. No. That's completely understandable. I can.
Seems weird though, doesn't it? It's like if you've saved someone's life, you'd want to immediately go to the press, go tell everyone like I saved her life,
No,
like that. But it's like I saved her. Yeah, I found it difficult to tell my granddad.
No, it's very honourable to not want to boast about it. So it's just a good thing.
Sorry.
Driving.
Yeah, she just got a car back recently. She had her licence taken away for a year because, of course, you've had the seizures that can then spur on again at any time, can't it? And she just goes nowhere, the headaches over it as well, which is just relief, because if she was driving, of course, seizures, anything could have happened.
Yeah.
I can actually remember someone at work, literally about a few days later, after my mum got taken in the hospital, I just got back, and the waiter literally was carrying a load of stuff, just dropped the lot, and then he went into a seizure.
Wow. That's convenient.
I was at the side of the hospital, and a hospital? No, it wasn't. I was at the other side of the restaurant, getting the salad bar out and getting all that ready. So he just went, and a load of people were just like standing there panicking, "Oh my god, what do I do?" As I was running down to see what was happening, and so just flip him on the side, telling him what the same guy in the ambulance told me. So flip him on the side, but that won't help him. Just do it. And of course, some first aiders came and took place in it, and they wondered how I knew. I said, "That's funny, because 5 days ago, my mum went through the same thing."
That's pretty convenient, really.
Convenient, and yet a small world how it can just happen.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
It's kind of worrying, really, that it can just happen to anybody.
His
like
wasn't
that.
as bad, so of course
Yeah.
he can drive. His was just due to stress and all that, so he just took a few days off work, and that was it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's still bad, really. But
Yeah.
it's not that bad. So after everything you've been through, after all of these traumatic experiences, how would you say it's affected you and Jay, or just anybody really?
It has affected us all. I mean, what can I say? Of course, I feel like I've been given like a lot more responsibility into looking after, because of course, when we was at school, I was classed as a carer.
Yeah, right.
Because of course she had the slip disc and all that, didn't she?
Yeah.
So I was classed as a carer then, but then Jay doesn't seem to understand. He finds that difficult.
Yeah.
It's like memory loss, like I said. He just immediately thinks that, oh my god, you just don't listen to me. And getting headaches, he just doesn't understand. He bangs about everyone. Of course, that really does mess him up inside. But that's affected everyone. I mean, my nan and granddad, they don't want to see their little girl in that situation, do they?
No, of course
If
not.
anything, they would have been thinking that would have been them in that situation, and the door looking after them, but not looking after their door. I mean, they moved literally 3 doors down to look after her.
Yeah.
I'm happy that she's here now.
Happy. Yeah, yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, but to think at one point though that she was on the deathbed, like what, 3 times. One time she was gone. One time, what I know anyway. I don't know if she actually died in hospital and they kept her alive there or not. But one time I definitely know she's dead. But to think she was on a deathbed 3 times in the space of a few years,
Yeah.
that is pretty frightening.
Yeah. That's it's definitely not a good sign. But I guess you have to live with what you have at the moment. Try and live in the present. Yeah.
It's literally take each day as it comes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's completely understandable.
But hopefully it's all over now.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully it should.
Well, we were saying that 3 years ago when she had the final operation, but then seizures happened. But no, it should be all over now. It's over.
Just like this video. I need to end it, don't I? Thanks for sharing this with us, Ryan. I hope this has given people, our viewers, an insight into this issue, really, and can help other people understand others, and also help people who are suffering with it themselves try and live happier lives, knowing that others out there are experiencing the same things as them.
Give you another heartbreaking thing as well. As Mum was writing this part of the dissertation about how she was thinking she was going to die, she actually cried.
Wow.
She cried telling me as well. So it can affect, they might not show that affected people, but it can affect people.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is basically appreciate what you've got, because it can happen.
Yeah, and just if you know somebody with this problem, try to give them as much support as possible, really.
Get in touch with us if you've experienced the same problems, because my mum knows people, or group pages on Facebook. I'll probably link them in there as well. Link it to all the people who've experienced the problem, so you've got people to talk to as well, just in case. But that's basically it.
Okay. Thanks for watching.